Throughout America's history, there have been some years that simply rolled into the next without much notice or fanfare. And then there are the years that come along once in a generation. Now, I don't believe it's too late to change course, but it will be if we don't take dramatic action as soon as possible. In short, a bad situation could become dramatically worse. This crisis did not happen solely by some accident of history or normal turn of the business cycle, and we won't get out of it by simply waiting for a better day to come or relying on the worn-out dogmas of the past. We arrived at this point due to an era of profound irresponsibility. Politicians spent taxpayer money without wisdom or discipline, and too often focused on scoring political points instead of problems they were sent here to solve. The result has been a devastating loss of trust. Now, the very fact that this crisis is largely of our own making means that it's not beyond our ability to solve. I have moved quickly to work with my economic team and leaders of both parties on an American recovery and reinvestment plan that will immediately jumpstart job creation and long-term growth. If we hope to end this crisis, we must end the culture of anything goes that helped create it. And this change must begin in Washington. It's time to trade old habits for a new spirit of responsibility. There is no doubt that the cost of this plan will be considerable. It will certainly add to the budget deficit in the short term. It is true that we cannot depend on government alone to create jobs or long-term growth. But at this particular moment, only government can provide the short-term boost necessary to lift us from a recession this deep and severe. It's not just another public works program. It's a plan that recognizes both the paradox and promise of this moment. The overwhelming majority of the jobs created will be in the private sector, while our plan will save the public sector jobs. Now, I understand that some might be skeptical of this plan. Our government has already spent a good deal of money, but we haven't yet seen that translate into more jobs or higher incomes or renewed confidence in our economy. And that's why the American Recovery and Reinvestment Plan won't just throw money at our problems. We'll invest in what works, instead of politicians doling out money behind a veil of secrecy. Decisions about where we invest will be made transparently. We cannot have a solid recovery if our people and our businesses don't have confidence that we're getting our fiscal house in order. This must be a time when leaders in both parties put the urgent needs of our nation above our own narrow interests. It will not come easy or happen overnight, and it is altogether likely that things may get worse before they get better. But that is all the more reason for Congress to act without delay. I know the scale of this plan is unprecedented, but so is the severity of our situation. We have already tried the wait-and-see approach to our problems, and it is the same approach that helped lead us to this day of reckoning. More than any program or policy, it is this spirit that will enable us to confront these challenges with the same spirit that has led previous generations to face down war and depression and fear itself. And if we do, if we are able to summon that spirit again, if we are able to look out for one another and listen to one another and do our part for our nation and for posterity, then I have no doubt that years from now, we will look back on 2009 as one of those years that marked another new and hopeful beginning for the United States of America. Thank you, God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.